All right. Before we get started, it's good to see everybody, but understanding that I know why you're here, but we can't comment on anything until it's official. So it's good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go with medical update. I know you guys want that. Let's go. B. Will is out. Gaff is available. Washington, Lively, and Irving are all out.
Coach, unofficially speaking, what have you been up to lately?
I'm watching the Spurs. They're a really good team. I'm watching them last night. I understand Victor, but they got a group of young men who play extremely hard, and they're playing at a high level, so this will be a great challenge for us tonight.
How important is it to have Gaff, and what can you expect to get out of Gaff?
Well, it was good for Gaff to come back in that last game. I understand he hurt his ankle. It's great to have him back. We're gonna, he'll be in the starting lineup, and hopefully we can come out of this healthy. But I think you're seeing Gaff play with the energy and effort. It's just every time this ankle has gotten in the way of when he starts to play well. So hopefully the ankle doesn't get in the way. We can have a good game tonight.
Respecting what you're allowed to say, it's not a new concept that Cooper would be a future face of this franchise. What's your feeling about that idea in general, and how wired do you think he is to sort of be that kind of guy for this franchise?
Yeah, I think when you look at Cooper's had an incredible start to his NBA career. And so he's learning to play the game at a high level and has accepted all the challenges. I would say that, there's other pieces to that, just not Cooper. And so understanding the young players that we do have, we will continue to develop. And he's also one that we want to continue to develop. And so understand we got, a long runway with him and some of the other players in that locker room.
Jason, what was your perspective specifically on the high-scoring performance that he had against Boston? And I asked because they're a great defensive team. They had a lot of good defenders on him. They kind of threw scheme-wise the kitchen sink at him, and he shot 50% and had 36 points, against obviously a very good, as I said, defensive team.
Yeah, I thought, again, Brown, White, they just threw everyone at him, as you brought up, and understanding his patience. The one thing we talked about in the game was, you don't have to bring it up as much. We've seen this with other players. They try to pick you up and wear you down. And so to get him off the ball and to get him back on the ball on the other side, it was something that we tried to do. And again, he took the challenge. Again, as we just talked about, he loves to raise the bar, and he's done that here in the last 3 outings. But against a really good defensive team in Boston, and we're going to see that again tonight. They'll throw everyone at him and make it tough. It's just trying to find different ways to be able to, where he isn't exhausted, to where he just, shoots the ball, because he's starting to dribble a little bit too much in the sense of, 15 to 20 dribbles, because he's working extremely hard to score. We want to see if we can limit the dribbles to make it a little bit easier.
When you watch the Spurs, do you see Sweeney influence?
Victor influence. / Sweeney, yes. They have a great coaching staff. They have a young coaching staff, and so, but that group is playing extremely hard. We can look at them trying to take the ball out of Cooper's hands. They've done that with other stars, and they make it extremely tough on you. So for us, is try to get the best shot possible. We got to share the ball. We can't challenge Victor. He's one that's going to change shots or block shots. So we got to be aware of him. But I would start with Victor as the first ingredient, but I think they got a good coaching staff over there.
Coach, I know that winning games, of course, is the priority. But over the next 2 weeks heading into the All-Star break, what do you prioritize? How do you prioritize? Kind of what's your goal these next 2 weeks?
Playing hard, developing, playing hard. We're going to have, situations where guys are out, next man up. Nothing changes there. But development and playing hard and learning to play the game the right way. understanding Cooper is going to get a lot of that attention, but Max Christie's playing extremely well for us too. He's shooting the ball. We need to get him into the 3-point contest, understanding that he deserves to be in that. But Ryan, Musa, these guys, this is a great opportunity for them.
How does it begin to come up with a plan to stop a guy like this? How does it begin to come up with a plan to stop a guy like this who can do so many things?
The plan you can't give him angles. He's one that can stretch from the 3-point line. You got to stay down on the pump fakes, and understand he's one of the best players in the world, and not just on the defensive end, but the offensive end. His ability to create shots that no one on this planet can create, and so just got to try and make it tough.
Do you think the long runway for Cooper that you mentioned, that opens the floor for that discussion, do you think that allows the team to be very patient if it were hypothetically to build around him, or are you more such a competitor, you're inclined to, he's good enough, we can become a good team around him very quickly?
Yeah, I think that's time will tell as we go forward. Understanding the talent that we've seen here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, his performance, if he continues to keep going in that direction, I don't think it speeds up anything. I think it gives you an opportunity of flexibility to be able to make different decisions as we go forward on that runway with Coop, because we have some young pieces that are playing well. But it's always timing and also just, for us, it's health.
Without any, talking about any specific trade, there were a lot of them around the league reported, just as there's been the last few years. What do you think is the reason for the volatility that we've seen the last few years? And what kind of challenges that present as a coach who's, trying to build a culture and have some continuity here?
Yeah, I think there's always in this business, the business of basketball sometimes gets in the way. Been involved in trades as a coach or a player, so just understanding the vision, there's going to be a pivot at some point, understanding there's young teams, there's older teams, there's tax teams. I think that's probably, a consensus of understanding the tax of the 2 aprons play a big part in this. And so, but that's a question for the GMs and owners to understand that, some want to be in the apron, some don't. And so that's where you have to pivot.
Jason, Cooper's improved his averages month after month. Are you shocked to see how well his game's translated to the NBA? And is there any major areas of improvement that you've been shocked by, how fast he's been able to kind of get a grip on it?
I don't know if shock. It's really fun to be around his development here. He's such a positive kid, and it's not, I think I've said this, it's not about his stats. It's about his teammates and about winning. He's a winner. He wants to win. He wants to help his team win. And then he also likes to see his teammates have success. And so that's what it's all about. But with him, it's not about his improving his stats every month. He's born to do this at a high level, and he's born to win. And so if he continues to do this, he's going to put us in a position to win that championship.
After seeing him for a while, is there maybe a phase of his game that's better than advertised?
I think it's calmness, his nerve. He's not afraid of the moment. The bigger the stage, the bigger the light, the bigger game he has. Understanding it's all about winning. He wants to win. The 49, the 36, they all have L's behind it. He wants to change that. He wants to win. And so, for him, I think the great ones learn, how to change those L's into W's. And he's going to be one of those.
Ryan Nembhard and Musa Cisse have both been great this year, but their number of games are starting to run out. How have they both proved their long-term value to you and the team?
Yeah, I think we're going to manage our checkbook here, understanding they do only have a certain amount of games, and sometimes they're going to have to sit as we balance the checkbook because they will run out. And so, but they both deserve to maybe be upgraded to a standard contract and not a two-way. But that decision will come here, in the next couple of weeks.
Jason, what are the media hours like following the trade deadline compared to the days and weeks right before, especially like just around players and coaching staff?
For me, 0. No, I'm just joking. The media, it's just this game is built. It's an entertainment company, and the media is a part of that, and it's great. And all the attention that we're getting right now is great. But we have to worry about tonight's game, and that's what we're focused on right now. Thanks.